Hello everyone and welcome to this video. In this video, we're going to talk about multiplying brackets. First, we're going to start with two linear brackets. When we have two linear brackets and we want to multiply them or expand them by each other, let's take an example for here. This means two brackets, so x plus 3 times x plus 3. Here, same idea, two brackets, two brackets. Let's take an example. For example, question 9 here. All of them have the same idea, so we're gonna answer some of them. We don't have to answer all of them. Just make sure that you practice on more than one, so you'll get the idea. So first, let's cover this so we can work here. Now, to expand brackets, it means you have to take the first element multiplied by the first element here, and then multiplied by the second. Same idea, second element multiplied by the first, and then go back and multiply it by the second, and then you're gonna simplify the answers that you got, okay? So first we have 3x times 5x. So 3x times 5x is gonna be 15x power of 2. Focus on the steps and focus on the answers that you get. So first, 15x power of 2, because 3 times 5 is 15, x times x is x power of 2. Now we take the 3x multiplied by 1, it's going to be the same, which is 3x. Focus on the signs that you have. Negative 2 times 5x is going to be negative 10x. And then negative 2 times 1 is going to be negative 2. Now, after having this, we're going to look at like terms and then simplify them with each other. And like terms means what? It means same variables with the same powers. For example, here in the middle, we have 3x minus 10x. Because x has the same power, it means we can solve them or simplify them together. But these have a power of 2, and this one doesn't have an x. So we're going to put them the same. This and this, we're going to put them the same. So the final answer will be 15x power of 2, which is the same. And then 3 minus 10x, so 3x minus 10x is going to be negative 7x. And then negative 2 will be the same because we don't have like terms with it. So the final answer will be 15x power of 2 minus 7x minus 2. Now let's move on to the next question. This one here has the same idea. Just make sure that you focus on the powers. Focus on the powers when you multiply and focus on the variables. So let's take a look at this one. Here, x squared times x is going to be x power of 3. Let's do it here. So x power of 3. And then x squared times 2 is going to be 2x power of 2. So plus 2x power of 2. As we said, first with first and second, and then second with first and second. Now we come to this, negative 5 times x is going to be negative 5x. And then negative 5 times 2 is going to be negative 10. Now, we look at like terms. If we have like terms, we can work them out together. If we don't have to work them out together. So here, this is x power of 3, x power of 2, and x here and negative 10. So we don't have like terms. It means that this is the final answer for this question. Now let's move on. So by this, we finished what? We finished two linear brackets, the ones we talked about. And then you'll have problems leading to multiplying two linear brackets like this here. Like this, for example, to find the area, you multiply this by this, and then to find the area of this one, you multiply this by this. And then to find the shaded area, you're gonna subtract the answers from each other. Now, two linear brackets is done. Let's move on to three linear brackets. Three linear brackets, it means three brackets next to each other. You'll have three linear and four linear brackets. So three linear and four linear have the same ideas. So let's do four linear brackets just to save time, okay? So here the four linear brackets. Now, to solve this, it means you have to multiply the two linear brackets by each other, and then do the other two together, and then multiply all of the three of the two brackets that you had as an answer, and then simplify it. So let me show you the steps. First, as we said, we're going to work out the answer of multiplying these two together. and then multiply these two together. It will give you another answer, and then expand it inside of each other. So let's start with the first one, same steps, first with first, and then with second, and then second with first, and then with second, like this. Same idea with this one, first with first, and then with second, and then second with first, and then with second, like this. Let's start with the first ones. X times X is X power of 2. You can put brackets on them, so you know we still have to multiply or expand. So this is the first bracket. The answer of this one will be inside bracket. So X squared, and then X times negative 2X is going to be negative 2X, like this. Okay. And then 4 times X is going to be positive 4X. And then 4 times negative 2 is going to be negative 8. And then you close bracket like this. As we said, you have to do the first two together and then simplify them. Okay, here. So we're going to simplify them. So we end up with X squared, or X power of 2. As we said, it has to be inside brackets. So we know they have to be expanded again with the other answer. Here. Now we continue. So negative 2X plus 2X. This means negative 2 plus 4 is going to be plus 2X, like this. And then negative 8 has no like term, so we write it as it is, and we close the bracket. Now, we finished the first two. Now we come to the second two. The second two, same idea. Open a bracket. X times X is going to be X power of 2, or X squared, like this. So X times X is X squared. So, and then X times negative 1 is going to be negative X, or negative 1X, like this. And then 3 times X is going to be positive 3X. 3 times negative 1 is going to be negative 3. And then close the bracket. When you expand, focus on multiplying, because you are multiplying. Focus on the signs and focus on the numbers. Now we're going to simplify this more. So we put the bracket like we did before, and then X power of 2, because it has no like terms, we put it the same. And then negative X plus 3X equals what? Very good. Negative X plus 3X is going to be positive 2X. And then minus 3. Minus 3. And we close the bracket like this. Now we have two brackets. We turned the four linear brackets into two brackets like this. Now we're going to expand these brackets with the same idea or same method. We're going to take the first one, multiplied by the first, and then by the second, and then by the third. And then we're going to take the second, this, multiplied by the first, and the second, and the third. And then we're going to take the last one. As I said, focus on the steps, because they are very important. Take the last one, multiplied by the first, and the second, and the third. And then at the end, you're going to simplify the whole answer. So let's start with the first one. X squared times X squared is going to be X power of 4, like this. And then X squared times positive 2X is going to be positive 2X power of 3. And then X squared times negative 3 is going to be negative 3X squared. So we finished the first one. As we said, the first one is multiplied by these three. So you should have three answers like this. And then the second one should be multiplied by the 3 to get three answers. 2X times X squared is going to be positive 2X power of 3. And then X squared, 2X, I'm sorry, times 2X is going to be positive 4X power of 2. And then 2X times negative 3 is going to be negative 6X, like this. Now we finished the second one, or second element. We multiplied it by 3 elements, and we got extra 3 answers. Now the last element with the 3 elements, so negative 8 times X squared is going to be negative 8X squared. Okay. And then negative 8 times positive 2x is going to be negative 16x. Because negative 8 times 2 is negative 16. And negative 8 times negative 3 is going to be positive 24. Like this. Let's see if we can fit it here. Let's move this. Okay. You have to fit all the answers because you're going to work on them. Like this. And then we have positive 24 over here. Now we finished the expanding part of these two brackets. Now we come to simplifying part. Simplifying means look for like terms. Here, focus on this. This is x power of 3. It means the like terms should be x power of 3 only. So this and this are like terms. Now we look for other like terms. We have x power of 2 here. I'll make different rectangles on top of them. X power of 2 and x power of 2. And then the other like term, let's use other colors. Let's make it blue. We have x, like this, and which is x power of 1 and x power of 1 over here. Now we add and subtract the like terms depending on the signs next to them. So x power of 4 is the same, x power of 4, like this. And then 2x power of 3 and 2x power of 3. Together they will be 4x power of 3. 4x power of 3. Okay. This times this and this times this. Yes. Let's put them here. So 2x power of 3 and 2x power of 3 is going to be 4 or plus 4 x power of 3 or x cubed. Okay. Now we finished. The ones we finish, we have to put a line so we don't get confused with them. This one's finished. This one is finished. Finished. X power of 3. Now x power of 2. X power of 2. We have negative 3x power of 2. Positive 4x power of 2. When you put them together, you'll have x power of 2 because negative 3 plus 4 is going to be 1. So x power of 2 minus 8 is going to be minus 7x power of 2. So minus 7x power of 2. And by that, we finished the x power of 2. So we can remove them from here. X power of 2, x power of 2, and x power of 2. Now we have the x's with power of 1. Negative 6, negative 16 is going to be what? Negative 6, negative 16 is going to be negative 22, right? 22x, because x power of 1, negative 6 and negative 16 is going to be negative 22, 22x. And then the positive 24 doesn't have any like terms, so we can put positive 24 like this. And this is the idea of answering question like this. So by that, we finished all the elements. We we expanded from the beginning. We expanded each two together, and we got the answer. We simplified it, and then we expanded the three together, the three elements inside two brackets together. And then we simplified them by taking the like terms, adding and subtracting the numbers next to them. And this is how you answer a question like this. I hope you understand the idea of expanding two linear brackets, 3 and 4 linear brackets. And that's the idea of this lesson. Thank you very much for watching. See you next time.